I wanted to get Dr. Pieczenik, who's worked for the State Department and worked for the CIA and a lot of other things on, co-wrote books with Tom Clancy, who's been on the inside of all this stuff. This is obviously very dangerous because this is right at the highest levels. McMaster created a task force to stop this information getting out. He later admitted in Bloomberg that indeed we know where they're eating. I mean, they're saying traitorous stuff to tables of people. Folks are really freaked out. Not everybody's a scumbag like McMaster. And it's one thing if Trump wasn't actually trying to turn the country back on. He's not perfect, but he's a real president actually trying to do good. And transferring power back to the people, back to the government from the globalists. But still, the sycophantic classes that he has to draw from the swamp are the most sickening, twisted, arrogant, beyond frat boys, as like a code of honor, believing mainstream media, believing mainstream culture, literally desecrating the country, saying horrible things about the president everywhere. It's not even about the president. It's the unprofessionalism, even if they were evil criminals. Oh, and but just wanting power. It's not that. It's this narcissistic celebration of just their idiocy. And again, they think they're safe doing all this? That's another thing, is they're so weak, they're worried about me and Cernovich and Roger Stone. And that Trump might get the phone and call us, which he still does. They don't even know what to do at this point. It's just so it's so destabilizing and crazy and dangerous and ham-fisted and not well executed. It's dangerous. We have all these enemies. We have all these crises we're facing. And I got 4 children. I'm pissed off at the globalists. I'm pissed off at the political class. I'm tired of their crap. They all need to go to prison. So there's fear in these people. I'm sick of them. Dr. Pieczenik, what do you make of the intel I just dumped on you? I know you have a lot of your own sources, but what do you make of that?
First of all, I thought you were going to call me up to see how I was, because I have been in the middle of a major storm which was not created by globalists or the CIA, and trees have been coming down, power lines have been coming down. So, Alex, I want you to come
I did
back
call. I mean, you were on yesterday. We know. Thank you for calling. I hope you're doing great.
You can ask, how am I doing, Alex? And you can ask all of the people who've been in Florida and Georgia and Texas, how are we doing? You want to ask that, Alex?
Yes, I have been covering that, and it's a bad storm.
No, it's not enough. You asked me to come on. I have to go to my neighbor's house in order to talk and say, look, we're in the middle of major
Oh, I got it. You're at your neighbor's house. They think you're going about the hurricane. Sorry we didn't relay that to you. It was about this big... You were on with us yesterday. Yes, how are you doing over there? How was the hurricane?
No, that's not polite, Alex. Let's talk about a real problem. You have people in the United States who have been hit by major hurricanes, have nothing to do with McMaster, have nothing to do with anybody in the deep state or any state. And they've been working very well because, Alex, I keep on telling you, the American public, when it's left alone, really cares about each other. And there are neighbors who take us in, and we take in other neighbors. And we don't have to depend on FEMA, and we don't have to depend on the national government, because our local government in the various counties, Bradford, Union, Alachua, they all take care of us and make sure that we have food and water, Alex. So the fear that you're spouting right now, you have to hold it back, Alex. You and I don't always agree, but there are more important elements right now than McMaster and than anyone else. And that is, you're going to have huge devastation to several states. And what I've said for a long time is that it's at the local and the regional levels that we give a concern. Governor Scott was fine. Governor Abbott of Texas was fine. The local policemen, the local people, the churches, everybody's working together. So I want you to put a little bit of reality into this show before you start getting out of control about McMaster.
You're just giving me grief, and I know you knew what you were coming on about.
I'm not giving you grief. I'm giving you reality, Alex.
No. Let's remember that they are a joke. They are a fraud, and it's the people that are strong.
No. Wait a minute. Alex, you've never served. Let me put it very bluntly. The reason we have Kelly there, the reason we have Mattis there, the reason we have 5 to 6 generals is because we need command and control. We need to make sure that this government is run efficiently. It's not run by political operatives like your friends. It's not run by ex-cathedra people who have no idea what the military is. who have no idea where our dispositions are in North Korea, Japan, Iraq, or Iran. It's not fair, Alex. You have to be fair to our intelligence community and to the military. Our military.
Well, I don't think Petraeus and McMaster and all these guys running around doing what they're doing is fair. And just a few weeks ago, you said they were giving him really bad advice on the Afghanistan.
I agree with it, but it doesn't mean I'm going to eliminate everything that you have. If I don't agree with the General Mattis or a General Kelly or somebody, I will say it publicly. I don't agree with sending more troops into Afghanistan. That's not a strategy.
Okay, well, it's a fact that they're running around bad-mouthing Trump. It's a fact they're doing that.
Storm, you owe me. Now, the answer is very simple. Alex, the answer is very simple. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You've got Mattis there. He's doing a fine job. You didn't talk about the fact that we just defeated in Raqqa, Mosul, and we've already pretty much cooled down the civil war in Syria, which is a sponsor that I was for, and that Pompeo.
No, I talk about positive stuff all the time. My point is that they are literally in there undermining the president.
He's not undermining the president. The president, as a kid and throughout, needed a command and control system. Number one, the president is doing what he needs to do. Number two, he flies to where he has to fly. Number three, there needs to be some sense of command and control in the White House where there's a consistency of messages. The president isn't number one, Alex. I've said it to you repeatedly. The republic is number one. Number two comes the president, and number three comes the people. It's the republic that we care about. The continuity of the republic is far more important than the continuity of the president. John F. Kennedy was assassinated. Others were taken out, but the republic remained so that we could maintain our viability as an entity and also your cash flows and also our international relations. It's not about globalists. It's about maintaining the consistency.
Oh, I understand globalism's getting cut up, but you've got a bunch of the power structure trying to remove the president. You got Mudd running around saying they're going to...
Who is trying to remove the president? Tell me one man who's trying to remove the president.
Okay, Phil Mudd, former deputy director of the CIA, said the government's going to kill the president.
That's nonsense. Who's the former director of the CIA?
I said former deputy director, Phil Mudd.
That's absurd. That's absurd because John Brennan and his group was a disaster. You don't really believe they're going to kill the president. And if you do kill the president, we don't announce it. John F. Kennedy was not told before he was going to be assassinated.
I know. So why are they running around saying that everywhere?
Because people like you and your friends who go around the paper, they want to create more fear and wonder. Most of the people around the president know damn well he's not going to be assassinated. The Secret Service has done an excellent job. They're exhausted, and we're paying more because they have to go all over the place with the president. But the president is fine. He's intact. He's doing what he has to do. Remember, the republic runs without a president and without a vice president. We've run it when Nixon was in trouble. We ran it when John F. Kennedy was in trouble. Yeah, but
Trump's not in trouble, and we need to carry out the true restoration of the power back to the states and back to the people, what you were just saying.
Alex, you're not giving due credit to Governor...
Hold on. We are some of the next hour going to get into the hurricane, but it's all up on infowars.com. Tapped in Florida without power. That's because they've cut the power a lot of places so it doesn't explode when it goes underwater. Looting spree. I haven't even gotten to the looting sprees. You know, they accused me of making up that black people were looting in Harvey in Houston when we never even mentioned it other than a tweet at a news article that showed black looters. I've got so many videos of black looters it'll make your head spin, but we've not even been showing them until now because the media says that I'm making it up. No, the truth is we've seen black folks helping white folks helping white folks, black folks here in Texas and there in Florida. We've got crews there, and so that's why I haven't really been harping on that because it does show great unity. And you saw Trump after Charlottesville say that Antifa was really bad too, and 3 weeks later, the Democrats had to admit that Antifa was bad, but they never said Trump was right. So I've seen these hurricanes bringing unity, Dr. Steve Pieczenik, but I got to tell you, at the same time, I really do see open talk about removing the president publicly in mainstream news, and I take that very, very seriously.
What do you want to do, Alex? What do you want to do? You tell me what you're going to do.
I don't know. I mean, you're a smart guy. I didn't get you on here to affirm what I'm saying. I got you on because I wanted your take.
You got me on here to basically say, yes, well, I'm in the middle of a storm, and I'm in the middle of a storm that couldn't care less whether you're black, white, brown, yellow, or blue, or whether you're young and old, or whether you're a general or you're nothing. We're here to help each other out, and America's at this point. And you're talking about somebody trying to take out a president who's sitting there and he's doing fine. He's not being taken out. They're already planning trips for him to go to the Far East. Now, how are they going to plan a trip for him to go to the Far East if they're going to take him out?
Well, I mean, they had planned trips.
You tell me.
I will tell you, they had planned trips for Kennedy right before they killed him. What are you talking about?
No, they didn't plan anything. Kennedy, I'm not getting into the Kennedy issue, and you know that. The real issue now is not about an assassination. Roger wants to talk about that's his privilege. The real issue right now is what do you want to do for America?
Sure, but you call it command and control. I like the president tweeting. I like him being real. I like him interfacing.
Fine.
We don't need him on house arrest like Rapunzel.
What's that?
We don't need the president on house arrest like Rapunzel.
He's not under house arrest, but he's a grown man who has a series of things that he does. He's a grown man who brings in his own children to make decisions. That's fine. I'm not here to judge the president. He can do what he does. But I am here to judge the republic because unlike many other people and like many other veterans, we fought in order to maintain the republic. Whether Trump is here or Pence is here or Mickey Mouse is in the White House, you want to know what's irrelevant to us. What's relevant to us is that the republic remains so that it has the integrity.
And Trump has gutted 50 years of globalists selling out the country in 8 months.
Globalists aren't doing anything. Alex, right now, Brexit is in such serious trouble. Ireland is in trouble. Scotland is in trouble.
But that's the beginning of the separation. Of course.
Yeah, but who told you about it? I told you about it years ago. And I told you this would be the takedown of the system that was put in by the EU. We're not falling apart.
Well, I mean, I gave you credit for that, but we were pushing to bring down the EU 20 years ago. I know that.
No, we weren't pushing it at all.
I was.
Well,
before they even officially launched it.
4 stars. Go home to your mother and tell her you're brilliant. That's not the issue. The issue.
Well, I'll tell you, in the real world, I've been able to predict stuff other people haven't. I said Trump was going to win 2 days before.
I think you're wonderful. Alex, will you stop promoting yourself?
I'm not promoting myself. I'm promoting facts.
Promoting yourself.
I'm promoting facts. I'm promoting facts. 70 seconds, we'll be back. If Steve doesn't throw a fit and hang up. Hey, Steve Pieczenik is throwing a fit on air, which is good radio. And you know what? We should be upset about what's happening. A couple weeks ago, I was saying how Trump and the generals were doing a great job. I thought it was all political infighting, and he was yelling at me saying, no, it's terrible. This is crap. Why did we put Trump in? He's deserted us. And then I got him on to actually see what he thought. I don't call him and say, hey, what are you going to talk about? I actually want to hear. Sometimes he agrees, sometimes he disagrees. That's what I do with my guests. People say, why do you have people on that disagree? Or agree? Because that's what's interesting is the real discussion. So let's not change the debate until it's disingenuous in a hurricane to bring up the stuff happening with the political stuff. I just did 13 hours yesterday covering the hurricane. Now we're covering the aftermath. It's still ongoing, flooding, all the rest of it. We're praying for folks. But seriously, I'm optimistically hoping you're right. I mean, I haven't really said anything bad about Mattis. I keep learning about the stuff about McMaster. And then I see it confirmed later in the news that indeed he is doing this stuff, and it's disgusting. That's what I'm saying.
Why is it disgusting? Listen, first of all, how many people do you have on your staff there? You have 73, right?
Something like that.
All right. Why do you have 73 people when you know you can say whatever you want whenever you want it? Why are they there?
Well, there's everything from janitorial to accounting to IT to researchers.
Correct. Right, and then. Do you call me up beforehand to come on your show? No, you're not that sweet to me, so you send Alejandro and Nico. So instead of Alejandro and Nico, we have McMasters, we have Mattis. Now, do I always agree with McMaster? No. Did I agree with Mattis going into Afghanistan? No. I was furious because that was the turnaround. Am I throwing out everybody because I may be right or may be wrong? No. So what I'm asking you to do is to temper your language a little bit right now, because no one is going to take out Trump. Trump is going to even take himself out. He enjoys his company, has a beautiful wife, he has lovely kids, and we're going to go on. And by the way, if he took everybody out, how the hell are you going to explain the fact that Trump turned on the conservative wing and went right to our friend Schumer? Did you anticipate that?
I did, because they were totally blocking him and stonewalling him. All I care about is getting the jobs, cutting the taxes, repealing Obamacare, securing the borders, not teaching 5-year-olds how to have sex. And Trump's going in the right direction. So I get him not letting them.
I didn't disagree. When did I disagree that he went to Schumer and instead we had a whole outcry from a bunch of Republicans who did nothing over 7 years? You and I do our homework. We study, we learn what we do. But if you had a health bill for 7 years, Alex, I am certain you would have learned what was in that bill.
Yes. I mean, I scanned over the key subsections.
Excuse me, but none of our Republicans, neither Mitchell McConnell or Ryan or any of
No, I know.
guys,
I don't like them because they're arrogant. They wouldn't even return the president's calls. And then McMaster acts like that. I don't get the arrogance.
So
They won't. Well, hold on, because our next guest is 5 minutes late. Hold over if you can, because I want to finish this discussion. But here's what I'm getting at.
You want to finish me? You're not going to finish me, and we'll continue this. The issue is very.
I'm not trying to finish you. I'm not trying to best you. I'm trying to get.
Yes, but that's okay, Alex. We've been doing this for 14.
That's not what's
years.
happening. That's not what's happening.
Of course it is.
No, it's not. I'm trying to actually get to the goal of something. What we're getting at here is I can talk over you easily.
Talk for a while, Alex. Cool it.
What's happening is
my time. I got to save people in the water. Gators are coming in and moccasins.
I saw that. So when we come back, I want to talk about the economy thing. Then just do 5 minutes on that. And the hurricane, because that's what I'm getting at is they wanted to stall the economy, lower our debt rating if he doesn't raise the debt ceiling, when they're the ones that never did it before. That's why I'm saying I support what he did. Well, we've got half of Florida without power, 544,000, no power in Georgia, looting spree, Keys residents seething over roadblocks, and Steve Pieczenik's right in the middle of Florida, right where the hurricane hit. And he's just finishing up. He thinks the command and control system's great in there right now. And them cutting off access to the president is a good thing. And so we'll see what happens. All I care about is that we get the country going, get out of globalism, and get those tax cuts. And the fact that the Republican blue bloods tried to block him and that they tried to shut the government off to make him look bad. I think it was smart to go around their back and go to the Democrats. Because that shows them that the blue blood Republicans aren't running the show. So I agree with Steve Pieczenik there. But, man, I've talked to the CEOs. I've talked to people at the dinners with McMaster running his mouth and talking down the president and saying he shouldn't have the nuclear codes and stuff. And I just think it's dangerous to have the former deputy director of the CIA, Phil Mudd, on CNN saying the deep state's going to kill the president soon. But Pieczenik, you know, he knows a lot of deep state folks. He thinks everything's wonderful. So I hope you're right. Steve, give us a 3-minute summation before we go to...
Alex, stop. What I said is if McMaster is shooting his mouth off, I can guarantee and I will assure you that Trump is very smart. In the art of the deal, he allows somebody to self-destruct. I have full faith in Trump doing that. Secondly, I had full faith that Trump would eventually say, look, these Republicans are useless, which is what you and I said for years. I don't know why I have congressmen like Ted Yoho or the senators like McConnell or Ryan, and they're useless. So we understand there are changes. But at the same time, to say that the man is captured and can't do anything, you're belittling Trump. He knows exactly what he wants to do. He knows exactly how to handle this situation. Kelly is there, as he said, to maintain the integrity of the White House, which is equal to Trump or even more important because we need continuity. He is not shut off from anybody or everybody wants to talk. He can go to his hotel and eat with anybody he wants. I don't know the gentleman. I wish him the best of luck. But don't denigrate the military and the intelligence system when I told you when there's a problem, there's a problem.
I wasn't denigrating the military to say that to disagree with what stuff McMaster's doing or to say I don't think this surge is a good idea.
If McMaster's out of control, then Trump can fire him. That's not my problem. McMaster, we paid out of the Clancy franchise, 98, we paid him some money for his book on ARCAT. That was it. That's my full, involvement with him. I don't have a problem if he's thrown out or taken out. Trump knows how to do that. But the reality is Trump is also the ability to play games and manipulate, and that's his right. The reason why we have several generals in that position, and they were put in there, is because he also respects the military command and control, and they reflect not only the present state of our republic, but all of those veterans of us who served for the past 60 to 70 to 80 years. Remember, the integrity of the republic is paramount. If the U.S. dollar goes down for any reason because we can't handle anything in the White House or we can't handle our economy, your dollar's worth nothing because in and of itself...
No, I understand. The big issue is, and globalism was supposed to end our prosperity, and I think that's why Hillary basically got blocked, and it shows the hubris of the establishment trying to sell her.
Hillary got blocked because you and I said correctly she was dumb. And she was dumb because she did the same stupid things she'd been doing in the past. She was repeating the same nonsense. She was not qualified to handle the presidency, despite whatever her husband said, who was also not qualified. Now we have a man who's a businessman. Let him do what he does. Let him do it the way he wants. But don't create any kind of agitation right now when Kelly and others are trying to put some order in there. If he wants to Twitter, he can Twitter all day long. That's not an issue for the people. What is the issue for the people is that you need continuity. The globalists could give a damn what's going on because they don't know anything.
Okay, Dr. Steve Pieczenik, StevePieczenik.com. Well, come on as soon as you want to, the next few days, or as soon as the aftermath of the hurricane is clear. And that's why I wanted to get you on, because we agree sometimes, and I will definitely...
I still love you, Alex.
I got it. I don't mind. We've debated many times and disagreed many times. I didn't think this Afghanistan thing was as big a deal as you were. You were hopping mad 2 weeks ago. Now you just think everything...
Afghanistan is a disaster. It's a disaster.
But now you're a Cheshire cat. Everything's wonderful. Okay. Listen, thank you for coming on. Thanks for joining us. Thank you. Okay, there he goes. Wow, he is in a bad mood with the alligators and stuff coming through. Pray for all the folks in Florida.